It's Christmas in July, and I'm working on finishing up projects that I've had sitting here for a while. Hi, I'm Kelly, and welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. And today, we're going to try and finish up a journal that I started a couple of years ago. I had bought this gift pack from Maddie and Madison at Spectrum Art Creations. Came with some gift bags, some napkins, some wrapping paper, a larger gift bag, tissue paper, all kinds of stuff. So it was in here, and I had started putting this journal together. I had pulled some ribbon off, added some things that I had. This was from off that paper. This was off that paper. And I stitched it with the red and white baker's twine. And the cover is the larger gift bag. And so I'm going to pull that apart. We'll open it up, and you'll see that I turned it into a folio. And we're going to turn this, and I think, if I remember correctly, I set it up to where it would be like a, oh, I've already got those in here. Okay, tell I haven't looked at this for a while because I thought I needed these numbers yet. So maybe this is more done than I thought it was. So we flip it up here, and we have, I turned some Stampin' Up! Gift bags into pockets, into stacked pockets, and we have apparently a tag that's stuck in there. And if I recall right, I did. I used items from the napkins on the tags to do those. And of course, as they went down, they got taller so that they were actual stacked pockets. Let's see if we can prop that one loose. There we go. And then again here. So we have that. And I added some Italian braid trim here. Then it flipped open this way, and we did the same thing in the back, except this was with the bottom of the gusset part of the bag. And I added some more of those tags with the napkin transfer to them on the back. So this is actually set up for a December daily. You can add photos on here. You can do more journaling back here. But there are 25 days that you can do an actual December daily, starting with the December 1st up to through the 25th. So I'm going to count this one done. And this has to go this way. This goes this way. This goes this way. Yeah, that goes that way. No, I left it open. It was too bulky if I folded it. So this got left open. And this is done. So I'm going to take and get that started around there. And we can count this one done. So I've got something else here that I didn't know I thought was part of this journal. And as it turns out, it wasn't. So I have yet another unfinished project. But I have a finished project, so that's cool. So I'm going to tie this one back up. I am still looking at, I want to get my shop opened up, but with Etsy constantly changing what you can and cannot post, the Postal Service deciding what they will and will not deliver, it's something I'm still working with. Okay, so we have this. That is a done album. Now, these were from something else, and they were going to be perfect. These were gift tags, and these were going to be perfect to turn into a December daily. But apparently I don't have the journal for that I thought I did. So I'm going to clip that there. And because I have some of these little extra thingies here. These were extras of these I didn't need because I think I was doing a 31-day album here, and I have those counted out. So I have these extra pieces. This was from that bag. I also have these gift tags from Dollar Tree that I could do something with. I have bits and pieces of the lace that I used and the applique that I used in that other journal. There's a gnome cut out. More sprig of that lace, or the applique. More of the napkins that really need pressed out. Here are where I cut off the gift bags. I have these. I have papers Let me pull this. I'm trying to see if I can get it all into shape all into frame over here. Let's do that. So this one's really not going to be good from anything, really. This one's not going to show off anything. This one I like. Same with these. They don't really show off a lot. They're more scrap. This is very usable. The gnome and his kitty. Kitty got cut off of this one, so that's not really going to be usable. This was from, oh, I know where we're going to put these. I know where these go. This reminded me. I know where these go. So I'm going to stack those together all the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what of this is keepable and what needs to just get pitched. And trust me, I'm doing a lot of pitching in here. I've decided that I'm only going to keep what I can't replace as far as my junk mail stuff goes. If it's something that I can get regularly through my mail or products that we use, then I'm pitching it. I don't need to take up that space in the craft room. And just start making room for everything. Now, I have a lot of this striped stuff left. This is going to wind up, I think, making a second journal, but not right away. Now, look at this. This is where I trimmed off that bag. That's kind of cool. I like that. We're going to hang on to that. And I have some leftover cardstock here. Christmas tags that I think I can use with this kit. I think. I'm going to put it with this other one for now because I think the colors are going to match closer. And then I have more of this paper. So, I'm going to put this all back in the Christmas box that I have started. And then I'll show you what's left that I can still, that I think this stuff here goes with. So let me get this off the table and I will run across the room really fast and get what I think is usable. I think I'm going to hang on to that. I really like that. So I'm going to keep that. And one journal is completely done. And I'm going to, this had other stuff in it. And we're going to come back to this in a minute. So let me pitch this and I'll be right back. Okay, this is what went with these. And I'm going to make this probably a relatively short video because I'm going to have to upload it in the morning. But this was from a kit. And I'm sorry, I don't remember. It's been so long since I touched it, I don't remember whose kit it was. I'll have to go back through my Etsy sales and see if something jumps out at me. But it was a complete journal kit. Ah, Shabbydabbydoodah. This is from her stuff. And then I had brought in, I printed out several things, and then I brought in some other stuff that I had from a different project. And we can use those. And there's that vintage. And a couple of Christmas cards. So we're going to try and finish this album up over the next couple of weeks on our Mondays. So I'm going to set this stack of paper aside. I also have this folder that has a lot more of those items in it with the boxes and has a lot of the ephemera in it. And yes, it's also Shabby's. And you can see where my ink ran out. But you know what? I could use that in Pink Christmas. So I'm not too concerned about that. So we have that to play with. And I have ephemera pockets over here that the stuff that I cut out, I can put in these pockets until I'm ready to use them. Or, I think what I had pulled, because this is the cover I made. This is the completed cover. Yep, goes this way because there's a deer. So it goes this way. There's our cover. These are going to be like pocket pages. And we're going to turn this into a 31 days of Christmas. Maybe 25. We'll see where we're at. But we can come back and we can add stuff to the pockets and the pages. So we're going to set this aside. And now that we know what we're working with, I'm going to focus on setting these up before I forget what they're for. And I found a couple of different numbers here. I also thought about punching out the numbers from Julie's flinch cards and using those. I think these are going to be too small. But I have this from Memory Keeping from Happy Planner. And they had some bigger numbers in here, I thought. Let me see where I saw them at. I know I saw them in here because that's why I left the book out. Yeah, see, but they're... I wanted to see what the numbers were like. Get my tweezers here. Let's see what these would look like on here. Kind of small. I think Julie's flinch cards would be bigger, but if I put these on here and then I add an embellishment to the opposite corner, I think this will work. So I'm going to pull this off. I didn't press it down there very tight. Hopefully I can pull it back up pretty easy. And we will do these. Don't want to tear that if I can help it. A little bit. Okay, so we have a few minutes left, so let's go ahead and do our tags. Now I don't want to start with 31, but I am going to tear this sheet out of here. Actually, I only need half of it, so let's go ahead and cut. I only need a portion to make sure I only have one sheet there. And cut those out so I don't have this whole thing on my table in my way. And while we're doing this, let's talk about what we're doing tomorrow. So I try not to fall over. How many of you took part in Tim Holtz's class with Simon Says Stamps on Friday with that Christmas box? Oh, that was amazing. I didn't get to take part in the class, but because I was in the conference all day. But I am going to sit down tonight and figure out what... See, I'm going to try to center the numbers as best I can. And then we've got room over here to put some trim or a little bit of lace or something. Because that's going to be our Tag Tuesday tomorrow. Because mostly I think what he did in the class was tags. So I want to do tags, do one of the tags from his class for our Tag Tuesday. Now this one's going to be, this one's trying to be difficult. It's coming up with the paper and all. And it shouldn't. Let me lay this down here and see if I can get this. With my cheaters on will help. I don't know, they're pretty dirty. I don't know if I can really see anything. But I need to get that paper off of there. There we go. Paper and all come up off the book. Now I'm doing this to where every other page the deer is going a different direction. Okay, we got Rudolph going different directions here. So we'll alternate those. So we're going to do this. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to watch part of the video and I'm going to pick a tag for tomorrow. And so we'll have a Christmas tag with the Timmy stuff. I mean, because I've got oodles and oodles of Christmas stuff from Timmy. So, and I've got that whole kit. At some point I want to sit down, take a Saturday, and I've already warned Bob I'm going to take a Saturday and I want to sit down and I want to take the entire Saturday to sit and go through Timmy's box and do the projects. Wasn't my fault. They booked things on the same weekend, and the conference was already paid for. So, or I might have skipped it, just to be in the actual class with Timmy. I didn't get a chance to pop in and say hi to everybody live like I had hoped. So there was that. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Saturday, I've got something coming up for Friday premiere. Maybe we'll come back to this on Friday. Saturday, I have been working on the wreath. And if you don't have a lot of time to sit down on a project and work on it, leave it and some of your supplies out on your desk. And what I've been doing is when I've had, you know, just a couple of minutes, I've come over here and I've put a few more of the ribbons on. And I've got 2 layers done. I'm doing 3 layers. I went around and I did 1 layer with all the papers. I'm trying my best to center these. And then I went around and I alternated in the gaps with the blue glitter paper and the silver foil. And now I'm going to go back over and do 1 more layer of the papers from the paper pad and do those, and I really like the way it's coming out, and I'm already thinking that I could do more of these for the different seasons. Like this one, it's going to be more of a January, even though we're doing it in Christmas and July. It's more wintry, but it was one of the projects I wanted to get off the sofa. So at some point I will do another Christmas one, probably maybe not this year, we'll see, because I don't want to be doing a Christmas decoration as long as it takes in the month of December. But we'll see what happens. But I'd like to do a fall one. I have plenty of fall themed papers from both companies that I've ordered from Maddie and from Stampin' Up. I also have plenty of Halloween, and I'm thinking purple and black and orange for that one. Maybe some mild pops of green to do a witchy one for the door for Halloween. So that's where my brain's going. So, excuse me. Tomorrow, Tuesday, Tim Holtz tag for Tag Tuesday. Then I will be back here on Friday. I think we'll work on this some more for our Friday premiere. Saturday, Winter's Veil, and continue that wreath and show you where we're at and what I have left to do. I want it finished by the end of the month. I'm trying to get as many of these partial holiday projects out of the way as I can, and I think this journal is one of those that really needs to get finished. So we're going to focus on that one. In the meantime, I hope let me know down in the comments below, are you thinking Christmas? Are you binge watching the Christmas crafting videos? Did you go to Tim Holtz's class yesterday? Let me know in the comments, and I'd love to hear, actually on Friday, but you know what I meant. In the meantime, remember to like, share, subscribe, and creative Christmas blessings.